I am Anna Carter, and I'm an heir to the kingdom of God. I think when you have an LGBTQ plus experience inside yourself, you can feel a little less worthy. These experiences, I think, in our world today are kind of uniquely stigmatized in church settings. Like sometimes we treat it with maybe more intensity than other struggles or difficult experiences. Personally, I've been really fortunate to have been in a lot of places that empowered me in the midst of that. But that doesn't necessarily make, the unworthy feeling entirely go away. And honestly, I think every Christian struggles with that to some degree. When I think about God speaking a promise over me, speaking a promise of being an heir to his kingdom. I think even in the midst of these experiences, God speaks it over me because he speaks it universally. I'm not excluded from my baptismal inheritance because of this experience, right? That's not how God works. And I really hope that everyone with an LGBTQ plus experience can know that, right? Like in the biblical sense of knowing, like in the soul and the heart, right? The very center of themselves, to have that experiential certainty of their inheritance. So I live out my baptismal inheritance, I think, really practically through the work of Eden Invitation, especially as the co-founder, right? I think there's kind of and the president, right? There's like a governance component, which I think is kingly, there's a pastoral component, which, is priestly. But I also think in a really concrete way, for the past several years, I've been really like the primary face or voice of Eden Invitation and really offered what I hope is a prophetic proclamation of God's invitation. I think both to people with LGBTQ plus experiences and also to the wider church, right? Of how are we kind of all on this journey of faith together, right? How do we all have things that we need to persevere through really, in the Christian life, but then also how do we treat one another well in the midst of just trying to figure things out in this fallen world. And I also do a lot of like internal speaking and writing, really like drawing the community into deeper relationship with God and, kind of a deeper integration of the truths of the faith, these beautiful truths of discipleship and the spiritual journey in our daily lives.